Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and the Giants with another come-from-behind win, and they've won 3 of their first 4 on this road trip that looked very treacherous going in.
From MLB.com, this is the Morning Lineup Podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Castrovins. Today is Tuesday, April 15th. It's tax day and it's Jackie Robinson Day, so we're paying our taxes and also paying respects to the man who integrated MLB on this date in 1947. We're also going to tell you what was going down across the majors on Monday, beginning with another gigantic Giant win. Let's get to it. The Giants were one of baseball's most fun surprises in the first 2 weeks of the season. They went 9-3, with their only losses coming by 1 run or 2. It was fair to wonder how this strong start would hold up when the road got tough. Last weekend, the Giants began a 10-game road trip to the Bronx, to Philly, and to Anaheim, pitting them against teams that, as of the start of the trip, had a combined .639 winning percentage. Well, if this road trip so far is any indication, the Giants are more than a 2-week flash in the rice-a-roni pan. They scored 18 runs in 24 innings against the Yankees over the weekend to take 2 of 3 games. And on Monday night in Philly, a Giants team that was below average last season in runs and home runs was again showing off its newfound swagger. The Phillies got on the board quickly by plating 3 runs in the first against Giants starter Landon Roop. But in the second inning, San Francisco's bats teed off on Taijuan Walker. The Giants manufactured a pair of runs before second baseman Tyler Fitzgerald came to bat with 2 aboard and 1 out.
He hits that one deep to left field. Going back on the ball, it is gone! Tyler Fitzgerald, a 3-run homer.
Just like that, it was 5-3 Giants, and 1 out later, their signature offseason signing, Willy Adames, came to the plate.
Oh, he swings to the E. It's a high drive. Deep right center field. Way back there. Still going. Adios! Pelota!
That was Adames' first homer for the Giants, who used that 6-run second inning, and Fitzgerald finishing just a single shy of the cycle to cruise to a 10-4 victory at Citizens Bank Park. They're now 12-4, beating some of the best teams in baseball and off to one of the best starts in baseball. Congrats to the hooligans and the posers. What happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object? I don't know, if I could solve a paradox like that, I'd probably be something way cooler than a sports writer. But I can tell you what happened Monday night when the mostly unstoppable Cubs offense faced the barely movable Padres pitching. Entering this night, the Cubs led the majors with 116 runs, 21 more than the next closest club. But Padres pitching had thrown 34 consecutive scoreless innings, looking to become the first team in more than a decade to pitch 4 straight shutouts. Not only that, but the Padres were also undefeated at home, a perfect 10-0 at Petco. And the Padres struck first when Fernando Tatis Jr. continued his early MVP bid in the 3rd inning against Jameson Taillon.
It's a 2-2 to Fernando, and he drives one to deep left. Hat going back, he turns, and it's gone!
But the very next inning, the Padres' streak of shutout innings was, well, ceased when the clean-shaven Dylan Cease couldn't pitch a clean inning. With a runner aboard and none out, he ran into another of the young season's hottest hitters in the form of Cubs first baseman Michael Busch.
Swing and a high fly ball, well struck out towards right center field. That's back, that one is gone!
But just because the Padres' scoreless streak ended doesn't mean their home winning streak had to end too. They loaded the bases in the 6th and scored 2 runs to tie it. They loaded the bases again in the 7th and scored 3 runs to take a 6-3 lead. The Cubs got a run back in the top of the 8th, but in the bottom of the inning, it was Nando again.
Tatis swings, hits it in the air, deep to left field. Haps going back, he's at the wall, looking up, it's gonna go!
That was Tatis' 6th homer of the season and his 5th in just the last 6 games. He's on one, and so are the Padres, who kept pouring on the runs and won 10-4 to improve to an MLB best 14-3. Their 11-game season-opening home winning streak ties the 2003 Royals for 4th longest of all time, just 3 shy of the record set by the Rays only 2 years ago. Remember, you can't spell perfecto without the letters in Petco. Coming up, an 8-time All-Star who turned down a trade has turned up his performance. That's after the break. Nolan Arenado turns 34 years old tomorrow, which means he doesn't exactly fit in on a Cardinals team supposedly embarking upon a youth movement. The Cardinals know this, which is why they spent all winter and spring trying to trade Arenado to no avail. Arenado is still owed big money through the 2027 season and had seen his bat speed slow in recent seasons, so teams were hesitant to make a blockbuster deal for him. There was one taker though. The Astros. While navigating the eventual departure of Alex Bregman from their hot corner, the Astros had a deal in place to land Arenado, but Arenado spiked it by exercising his trade veto power. So before the Astros faced the Cardinals in St. Louis on Monday, Arenado was asked by The Athletic, what was up with all that? His response was that the Astros trade of Kyle Tucker made him curious about what their plans were for 2025, and basically he had to give them a decision before seeing how the rest of their offseason played out. So the Astros moved on, while Arenado stayed put. That makes Arenado an interesting mid-season trade chip, if he can reclaim his swing. And so far this season, and especially Monday night, he's done that. Facing Framber Valdez, Arenado doubled in his first at-bat, and later in the fifth, he came to bat with a runner aboard and the Cards up 4-0, and worked a terrific 10-pitch at-bat before finding pay dirt.
Line to the left, that's down for a hit. Man, did he earn that. Contreras on his way to third, they're going to wave him. Here he comes. Relay throw will be high and all the way to the bricks. And Arenado on his way to third. What an at-bat for the Cardinals' third baseman.
The Cardinals kept pouring on the runs, and Arenado kept pouring salt in the would-be trade wound in the bottom of the seventh.
Swing and a long one to left. I think he may have gotten this one back at the track. Yep, into the bullpen. It's a big fly for Nolan Arenado.
That blast sealed St. Louis's 8-0 win. Arenado didn't change teams in the offseason, but he did add muscle. Now he's got a .935 OPS, and his trade value is inching up in the young season. He's accepted the challenge that comes with aging, and maybe sometime this summer, he'll accept a trade. Here's what else was going on around MLB on Monday. The Yankees hit 4 home runs off Royals starter Seth Lugo in a 4-1 win in the Bronx, including Jazz Chisholm Jr. tying Aaron Judge and others for the MLB lead with his 6th blast. Judge didn't go deep on Monday, but he did make noise a different way with the announcement that he will participate in the World Baseball Classic for the first time in the spring of 2026. Team USA manager Mark DeRosa announced that the Yankees captain will also be the Team USA captain. With number 99 aboard, Team USA will be trying to avenge a final loss to Japan in the 2023 tournament. Monday was a good night for a Cy Young winner and a Cy Young hopeful. Tigers ace and reigning AL winner Tarik Skubal was magnificent in Milwaukee, throwing 7 shutout innings in which he allowed just 4 hits, struck out 9, and walked none in Detroit's 9-1 win over the Brewers. Meanwhile, Paul Skeens faced former LSU teammate Dylan Cruz for the first time as the Pirates hosted the Nationals. Skeens retired Cruz twice in a strong outing in which he allowed just 2 runs, 1 earned, on 3 hits with no walks and 6 Ks in 6 innings as the Buccos blasted the Nats 10-3. Juan Soto hit his 2nd homer as a Met as New York beat the sliding Twins 5-1 in Minnesota. For all of Monday's scores, you know where to go, MLB.com. It was 78 years ago today that a brown-eyed handsome man named Jackie Robinson suited up for the Brooklyn Dodgers at Ebbets Field and broke down Major League Baseball's color barrier. As is tradition, all MLB players and coaching staffs will be honoring the anniversary today by wearing Robinson's number 42 during today's games. In the center of it all, of course, are Robinson's Dodgers, who take on the Rockies in Dodger Stadium at 10:10 p.m. Eastern Time, 7:10 local on MLB.tv. You can also check out MLB.tv's free game of the day when the Padres and Cubs continue their series at Petco Park with a 9:40 p.m. Eastern Time, 6:40 local showdown. That's all for today's morning lineup. Matt Monaghan is back with you tomorrow. Until next time, thanks for listening. Please be sure to leave us a rating and review, share this episode with the baseball lovers in your life, and enjoy the games today.